What's up, everybody? Mike from Dead Bricking here. Today, I want to do a quick review on 75312 Boba Fett Starship. See if it's a good set for investment purposes. Let's get to it. So here we have the box 75312 Boba Fett Starship with 593 pieces. Comes with a new version of Boba Fett from the recent Mandalorian series, and then you have the Mandalorian in his Beskar armor. We've seen this one before. Overall, pretty cool box art. Don't have a whole lot to say about it. So here we have the Mandalorian once again in his Beskar armor. He's got the Beskar spear and his pistol. You can see he has the silver cape again. And once again, no Din Djarin head, just the black plain head that they've been putting under the Mandalorians, even in the battle pack. Hopefully that will change soon and we will get a Din Djarin face. You can see the backside with the silver chrome look to the Beskar and his brown belt. He's got his Beskar shoulder plating and forearm coverings. Probably the coolest little detail about Din Djarin's armor is the signet on his right shoulder plate of the Mudhorn that he killed in one of the episodes in the first series of The Mandalorian. And that was etched in the armor, and the armorer made his armor. I'm being repetitive. Anyway, really cool little detail that's hard to see. Here we have Boba Fett. I think it looks really good overall. He's got printing literally from the head to the toes with his yellow shoulder pads and his yellow knee pads. I think the green looks really good, but I do agree with others that the helmet and the jetpack should match up in color to the chest plate, as that is the color that it is in the show. Here's a good look at the jetpack. We've seen the jetpacks, it's the same ones they've had before. One thing that's really cool is the arm printing with the yellow shoulder pads and the red wrist plate. Again, on the left arm with the red wrist plates, and then the left shoulder pad with the Mandalorian logo. Really cool looking. I love the face printing. They did a good job with looking just like the character himself in the show and in the movies, but he only has one facial expression. Does have some scarring on the face and in the back of the head, which is a pretty cool touch. Unless they give him a big rifle. Here we have a really good look at Boba Fett Starship. Quite a few cool features to it. Let's look into it. Here you can see that the guns can move up or down. They can move out as well if you want them to. They are very fragile though. They just pop right off. If you lift it up, you can see that the wings rotate. It's got some cool features. You got two blasters on each side here. You can look down into the cockpit, see his controls. It's very tight quarters though in there. You can see in a minute how small it is when he gets inside. You can see here on the back side, you got all the different thrusters. It definitely, the wings move around. One thing that's cool is they got this little hidden feature where you can lift out this bar where you can fly it around if you were playing with it with your children or whatever the case may be. Lastly, you have this little shuttle that you can put the ship on to prop it up. Clearly, you can see the Mandalorian doesn't fit in there when he's got his jetpack on. But if you take it off, he fits in there just fine. And you can see if you prop the ladder up right under the sand green piece that it will hold the Starship up. Here's what it looks like from the back. You got the side and then the front. Overall, really cool little feature to help prop up your Starship if you want to just display it. Now you can see it with Boba Fett in the cockpit. Definitely still has his jetpack on, it fits in there, but I had to put the sights down so I can shut the cockpit, which it does get hung up a little bit, but he fits in there. You can put the rifle in there if you wanted to. One last feature is the cargo holding space in the back. You can lift up back here and you have a little space. It's hard for somebody like myself to get it out, but you have a spot for a Gamorrean guard frozen in carbonite. Just stick him down in there and shut it. Really neat. So let's look at some previous Slave 1s and some data and see how the Slave 1s have done. So 6209 came out in 2006 with 537 pieces. It retailed for $50, has 5 unique figures. If we go over here to Camel, you can see it sold as high as $800 back in July of this year, 2021, which is pretty darn good. Obviously, that's been out for quite a while, so it's very rare you're going to be paying a lot more for it. Next, we're looking at set 8097. This one came out in 2010 with 573 pieces, 4 characters, 2 of them unique. This set retailed for $80. You can see that this set sold back in September of 2021 for $400, which is pretty good as well. Now, we definitely can't forget the 75060 UCS style Slave 1. This set came out in January of 2015. It's got 1,996 pieces. 5 minifigures, 3 unique to the set, and it retailed for $200 when it initially came out. You can see here on the charts on Camel that it sold back in October for as high as $730. Pretty darn good for the UCS set. And last but not least, we have 75243, the Slave 1 20th anniversary, the last one with the official Slave 1 title. Now, obviously, it's Boba Fett Starship, probably going to be that going forward. But this set did retail in 2019 has 1,007 pieces, 6 minifigures, 3 unique to the set, and it retailed for $120. When we look at the charts, it was selling back in August of this year, 2021, as high as $305, which is pretty good. Clearly, when the name changed, everybody went out and bought these. So here we can look at some quick numbers. For the first set, 6209, retailed for $50. Sold as high as $800 on Amazon, which is ridiculous. It's a 1,500% return on investment, but that's clearly not what we're going to be getting on the Boba Fett Starship, most likely. Then you got 8097, retailed for $80, selling for $400 at its highest for 400% return on investment, which is really good. 75060, the UCS style, that retailed for $200, selling for $730, which is a 265% return on investment. And then last, we got 75243, the Slave One 20th anniversary, that retailed for $120 and currently was selling for around $305 at 154% return on investment. Now I think that one will still keep climbing, as it is the last Slave One by name. I think the Boba Fett Starship will still do well, being that it's a retail of $50. I just threw some numbers out there. If we sold it for about $150 on Amazon, you're looking at a 200% return on investment. I even threw $275 if you got it for 20% off for $40, which it is today currently on Walmart, Amazon. I even see it on Target for that price right now. They'll probably go back up on Target. So my final thoughts. I think the Boba Fett Starship is going to do really well once it retires, just like this one right here, the 20th anniversary. Now the 20th anniversary, I think the uniqueness of it being the last Slave One is really helping it out. But the Boba Fett Starship, being able to pick it up for $40 right now, maybe even less at some point if you're stacking your discounts. It's an easy set to come by. It's a Slave One. You can see based off the data, the Slave Ones do well. People want them. There's that, I don't know, culture, whatever you want to call it, about Boba Fett, that people just love it. And I think it'll be good for the resellers, as it's not that heavy of an investment. You can buy more of them. Versus the Slave One, the 20th anniversary, you were dropping $120 a piece. You might have been able to get a few of them on Black Friday last year for $90 or whatever they were selling. But ultimately, I didn't see that one marked down very often. Now, I was conservative with my numbers. I didn't mark down anything on 20% off of the Slave Ones from years ago. I just kept them at full retail. I'm sure you could have picked them up at a discount of 20% or whatever, which would have just made your margin of return on investment even greater. The Boba Fett Starship should do really well, especially the fact that it's got a new Boba Fett minifigure. We got Mando. He's in other sets. We got the Beskar armor. There's nothing new there. But the Boba Fett is new. People are going to want that. Not to mention you got the Book of Boba Fett coming out. There's rumors there will be Book of Boba Fett sets. Will it be the same Mandalorian armor on Boba Fett or not? We don't know. Probably, at least in another set. Maybe they'll have a newer version. It depends on the show. Maybe they'll change that green color. Whatever, it is what it is. I still like the set. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the Boba Fett Starship. Did you pick it up for your personal use? Do you plan on investing in it once it retires? And if you like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe to my channel and watch this video here of my review of the Santa Slave. I truly appreciate you watching. Mike with Dead Bricking, I'm out.